For me, this isn't about money. It's not about me obtaining money. It's about holding people accountable and ensuring that we don't make the same mistakes again in the future. So I do mixed research and clinical work, and in March of 2020 I went to work at Great Ormond Street during the COVID pandemic, initially looking after children with infectious diseases and immunological conditions, and then working on a COVID ward for children who had multi-system inflammatory syndrome or also symptoms of COVID. And so we were just given surgical face masks and small aprons that cover just your torso and a pair of gloves. I continued to raise my concerns and challenge this until I got COVID again at the end of May 2020. And during that episode, after my initial acute COVID symptoms had settled, I noticed I was still getting a lot of pain in my feet and had nerve pain in my feet, and then went on to things sort of progressed then thereafter, and I had limitations in my ability to walk, and also my bladder and my bowel were affected. Yeah, things haven't changed in the last 3.5 years. Yeah, it's thought that COVID has somehow damaged my spinal cord, but it's not entirely clear how or what exactly has happened. Yeah, it's very limiting for me. Yes, I'm able to work and things nowadays when many of my colleagues aren't, but I largely work from home and I do research. Doing a full-time clinical job is physically too demanding for me. I need to be much more mobile to do it. I did have a mobility scooter to help me get around wards and do ward rounds, but even that was quite exhausting. So I can't walk very far anymore. When I do walk, it's with crutches. To go significant distances, I have a mobility scooter. Even just going up a flight of stairs, some days that's a real challenge. And my passion has always been doing disaster and epidemic response with a non-governmental organisation. And obviously that's quite difficult to send a doctor who's disabled out to a war zone or an epidemic situation where their facilities might not be as good, and where there might be civil unrest and just infrastructure challenges. For me, this isn't about money. It's not about me obtaining money. It's about holding people accountable and ensuring that we don't make the same mistakes again in the future. For some of my colleagues, though, who have lost their livelihoods and their jobs and have been unable to work for many years and are now unemployed and having to apply for universal credit and other benefits, some of them are using food banks, then I think a payout for them is A, justified, and B, of significant benefit.